Well, good morning, everyone. And today I'm sitting here playing a very small, I mean 8 inches about small guitar by Harley Benton. And we're going to be talking about that. It's early in the morning and I'm sitting here this morning with a cup of tea. I don't know if you've ever tried this tea before, but it's number 45, Smith's. It is really good. It's peppermint leaves, and I just really like the taste of it. It's refreshing. I've already had 2 cups of coffee, so this is much safer. You got to drink something that's warm. I've been up early. Went to the church. We had a prayer meeting this morning at 5:30. Brought my dog with me, Bernice. Of course, she just stayed in the car. She likes to go in the car and she'll sit there forever. Anyway, so I take her with me wherever I go. But I was thinking this morning about growing up because, we talked about my brother yesterday, and I got to thinking about my sister. She was even older than my brother. She was I think she's like 5 years older than me. And 5 years. But we had to share a room together, and I don't think that made her very happy. Especially have somebody like me around. Because our interests really didn't cross over very well. We had that invisible line drawn in the bedroom, where you don't come on my side of the room and I don't come on yours, and this is the line. I didn't mind because I was actually on the opposite side of her bed, which meant I had to cross over somehow to get out the door. But I liked to leap and jump, so I did a lot of that, so I didn't touch the ground very much. But when she wasn't around, I crossed over. She didn't know it. In fact, she had on her vanity, where all her clothes were at, she had her perfume. She loved perfumes. And in fact, one Christmas she got a package under the tree that was all these little bottles of perfume, including her favorite, which was Taboo. And anyways, they were just all these little bottles, and I was just taken by them. I'd be on my side of the room looking at them thinking, wow, because they reminded me of the science kit, or it was a chemistry kit that I really wanted. I always wanted it, I think it was put out by the Gilbert Company, where they had all the little chemicals and you had a microscope and everything. Because I wanted to play scientist. So I'd look over at her bottles of perfume and think, wow, that's just like that kit that I'd love to have. So one day when she wasn't around, I crossed over and I began to play chemistry or mad scientist, or whatever you want to call it, with her perfume bottles. And I started mixing the perfumes. The funny thing is, though, she never figured it out. She still wore the perfumes. I never said a word to her about it. She seemed to enjoy them, even though I think at that point they probably all pretty much smelled the same. But who knew, Anyways, I was just thinking about that. But all being said, let's get back to the guitar. This is a Harley Benton. And it's a very small Harley Benton. It was only $59. Can you imagine that? A guitar for $59. It is wood. I mean, it's laminated. You got a laminated sapelli, laminated spruce. And it's so tiny. I mean, it's 8 inches across here and 2.5 inches this way. Just really small. In fact, the length of it is less than a yard. It's only 33 inches. It came in a gig bag, so you can slide this, put it in the bag and slide it back to your car, or put it in the upper bin on the airplane. It would fit. Great for travel. That's why they call it the Traveler, right? Yeah. You're not going to play any grand concerts with this thing, though, I'll tell you right now, because it doesn't have a lot of tone or volume. But then look at the size, and it's not meant for that. It's really just meant for personal use. And so you can practice your scales. You can strum it. I mean, it's great. So I suppose you could take it to the campfire. It would work fine. And it does. It plays really good, and that would work great for singing around the campfire or something. But you know, as far as the tone, it's just not a lot of volume, not a lot of sustain. You know, but I wouldn't have expected that out of something like this. I think you're pushing your limits at that point. And for $59, this is a great travel guitar. The one thing I have to say, though, is I got out a little flashlight and looked inside and found a spider web, but I'm sure that didn't come with it. But looking inside, you could see it was pretty much thrown together. It's you know, the quality of build is, you know, if I was say 1 out of 5, I'd give it a 3. You know, it's okay. And that part is solid, but inside, I'd give it a 3. It has a truss rod, and the truss rod works, because I tried to make some adjustmts because the action was high on it. You know, the frets felt really good, but when you press down on it, it's way too high, still high. So it's challenging, a little challenging to play. I can't just fly up and down the neck on this thing, because the action needs to come down. So I tried to make an adjustment, but I could tell the truss rod was real tight, like it had already been bottomed out, maybe, I'm not sure. But, you know, there's room on the saddle, so that could be adjusted down. You know, if you measure here, you get one of your little measuring cards. You can buy these off of StuMac. They're even cheaper if you just go to Amazon.com, but you can measure at the 12th fret, you know, exactly where the action's at. And then, you know, whatever distance you want to change to bring this action down, you just double it on what you take off of the saddle. So whatever you want to take off of the saddle, let's say you want to take off 0.02, okay? 0.02 inch. Well, then you just double that 0.04 inch. And that's what you would measure here and take off of the saddle. So you can adjust that. It's probably the safest thing to do rather than being messing around with a truss rod. Even though, you know, the truss rod, if you just move it small increments, you're probably not going to get in trouble. But the one thing I noticed was I was having problems making just adjustments with the truss rod. And I went back and looked, and sure enough, the real problem is here, is that I can slide a piece of paper underneath the bridge because the bridge is lifting up. So that's not good, right? You know, is that every one of these guitars? I doubt it. I think it's just this one. When it was put together, like I said, it looks like they were in a hurry, and I don't think they glued this well. And got enough glue on it, on the bridge itself when they glued it down or something, because that's quite a ways that I could slip that piece of paper under there. And, you know, that's why the action's high, is because it's lifting. So, you know, like I said, would that stop me from buying one of these if I wanted? Well, to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't buy one of these. I'd buy a different type of travel guitar. Like the one I showed you yesterday. Well, it's not completely a travel guitar. It is a parlor, and, you know, you can get one for like $350. It's a PRS Tonnerre. But, you know, it's not $59. And it is solid wood, so, you know, it's totally different. But that's really what I'd want to travel with, something that was a little more versatile than this. When you hold this, it's a little awkward to me, because you're not going to hold it like this. You know, you want to be able to be picking here at the sound hole. So to do that, I'm moving it here, and this is awkward. If I move it here, I find myself playing up here rather than back here, because it's a little bit, you know, just the way it's made is a little clunky to me, but it's small. And as far as just practicing, I could hold it here. This works, kind of. So, you know, it's a good little guitar, and, you know, it doesn't have a grand scale. It's 23.4, which means it's real compact. The width of the nut is 1.66, so it's still getting close to a standard size nut, so you still get the feel of having a regular guitar. So if you just need something just to practice, this is perfect. And like I said, practice around the campfire, just to travel with in the car, have something with you so you can, you know, enjoy the music you play. This would be good. But you wouldn't want one that the bridge is lifting, and I'm sure they don't all have the bridge lifting. You do definitely want to get that action down enough to where you feel like you're playing, you know, in a little more comfort. You're not struggling, particularly when bar chords. I had a hard time with them. I couldn't quickly do that. So there you have it. It's you know, it's not a bad guitar. Like I said, it's even got a truss rod in it. I mean, $59. Nice tuners. The tuners hold well. You know, the tuners are feel heavy, so it makes this a little off balance because the body's so small. But like I said, it's a travel guitar. It's not meant for, you know, playing, you know, some grand concert someplace. It wouldn't work. All right. So there you have it, the Harley Benton Traveler Steel, and $59. You might even be able to find it used for maybe 25 or 30 bucks, but beware, you know, because these are the cheaper models. I don't think all our Harley Bentons are made cheap like this. I played some that are really, when you look at the fit and finish, is beautiful. I mean, there's some really high qualities about this one. Look at the binding on this is nice and smooth and clean, nicely done. The frets on this are nicely done. The neck on this feels great, smooth. So there's some good qualities about it, and it'll meet your needs. Is it perfect? No. But for $59, it's getting close to perfect. I hope you have a great day out there. Wherever you are in this world, have a good cup of tea. Try Smith's number 45. It's a good one. I'll talk to you later.